We are just a couple of seconds away before stepping onto the ground of Dust 2. The previous map went in favor of Navi. That is for a good reason. G2 Sports really conceded a lot of their rounds that should have been picked up by them, and that resulted in a pretty devastating result for them on their map pick as well. Now we are coming into the map pick of Navi, and the numbers are definitely looking good for them. They are having 69% rate on this map specifically, and I wonder if G2 Sports have enough aces to pull out against Navi on this ground specifically, because Dust 2 is a pretty powerful pick for Navi. Of course, we saw how bad it may actually go on their map pick as well. We saw that exactly against Gambit in the previous match Navi played out. But yeah, we are saying a lot of words. We know that more likely this map is going to be favored for Navi. I think the same will be casted by bets, by odds from bookmakers. I do think that's going to be the case. So Navi expects it, but the real action, which is about to be unfolding right here, will prove it eventually. Who's gonna come out on top? If there will be a decider in this series, third map is Nuke, which is a very solid one for G2 Sports as well. They can potentially break Navi in this semi-final, but there is this challenge in the form of Dust 2 still remaining behind the wall. Look at this. Look at these odds. Navi are heavily favored. Lord, so heavily favored that G2 Sports, if you bet on them and they managed to peek out Dust 2 as well as the entire series, you are gonna be sworn by your prize pool. But there is a lot of questions remaining that should be answered by G2 Sports if they want to overcome Navi in this consideration. So we are similarly into a bit of delay. Hopefully that doesn't remain stuck for too long, and we will be back into the action immediately. You know, this allows players to relax a little bit, to set themselves up for the game. Simply, you can see a little bit tired, massaging his face, making sure he's recuperated, he's fresh. G2 Sports, they really have to forget about Mirage. And I think this is their ability to do exactly that thing. As Desk mentioned as well, if they manage to resurge themselves into Dust 2, they can potentially pick it out. This is the team that is also not a slouch on a map like Dust 2. They are definitely capable of putting up a serious performance against top-tier teams. G2 Sports is it's quite a versatile team that can rock and roll on all the maps across the pool. But we'll see. The first round decides who's going to start off strong. Navi on the T side, G2 on the city. Diffuse kits for Amanek and 2 flashbangs equipped up his belt. The launch control has been abandoned by G2 Sports. But look at Nico, he's already paving his way down the short area. Navi, they are a bit of aware of that. Nico, he lets the first player pass by. He's not aware, but Electronic is surely aware of his position. He's going to be taken down. A very nice read by the Navi player. And now they are into the man advantage. They've also taken the player who had armor, if I'm not mistaken. Nico was the one playing with that. And G2 Sports are having 2 of the players naked. They don't have any armor to work with. That's Jax and Amanek. The only thing they have is utility, which can work out potentially. That's been dropped out. Hunter peeks in, but is good only for 1 frag. That's got to be something more. 4 versus 3 is not the way you want to sail into this round. Nexa gets the frag, but Perfecto flanking from the back will do even more. Nexa's position is known, and they're gonna charge straight into the B-bomb site from mid, I believe. Yep, the bomb will enter the B tunnels. Perfecto confirms Nexa is on the A-bomb site, and this will be the first round up for the grabs to Na'Vi. Great one, especially with a read by Electronic. They wait out the early aggression by G2 Esports. Nice awareness. G2 Esports were trying to impose their gameplay in the first round, but Na'Vi are definitely ready for that. Simple scout can be devastating. You've got to be careful about that. That's actually double scout setup for G2 Esports. Amanek plus Jax playing exactly with those weapons. In the meantime, there is a brawl unfolding on long. Bit does pick up one frag, so does Perfector. In the meantime, the B-bomb site has been completely cleared. And this is another time where Na'Vi dispatch one player towards B. They distract a lot of attention on the A-bomb set, and they force G2 Esports to leave B site wide open. So once the buy round comes in, Na'Vi are surely not going to be able to do something similar, because G2 Esports, I think they should realize right now that Na'Vi can go for that kind of a play, and we don't want to give up awareness of the B-bomb site completely. It's good to keep an eye on that side of the map specifically, even though the majority of Na'Vi are targeting A. So that is of essence. 3 USPSs, CZ75, and Nexa with a P250. Not a lot to work with. It's just going to be a matter of damage. They are grouping up towards short. All of them about to wrap them down. Simple with the Deagle has been met with a lot of damage. Down to 12 HP he goes. Bit throws out a smoke, but he's not expected. I mean, he's not expecting too many players to roll out of the short area, which means he will be dead. But the rest nicely recovering this round. So heavily bruised. Perfecto down to 22 and Boomage on 8. If G2 Esports manage to pick up at least one more frag out of this round, this can be huge. 3 players are so damn bruised, and Na'Vi could have lost a lot in this round, could have been dealt with a lot of economy damage, but luckily so. They preserve 4 players alive, and surely they don't want to give them away. A scout watching down some position, but has been cut off by Amanek Lord. They can go for a lot of damage in this round for sure. They've already done 2 frags, and they can recover a Scout and Galiliar. I don't think this is something they want to stick around going into the next round. I do think that switching their weapons up to better options like M4A4s will be in consideration, because Scouts is definitely not the best weapon to play against AK-47s. It can be very good if put correctly, if put wisely. If you take somebody down and you designate the rest of the damage to your teammates, then that's totally fine. But again, that's got to be flawless. That's got to be the presence of mind, the presence of skills to pull out such a play. G2 Esports are so far 2 rounds behind. But right now they do have enough money to rebuy, and that is exactly what they are doing right now. Amanek with an AWP. That scout has been dumped off. Hunter remains to play with Galiliar. He also saves $3,800, which is great in case they want to go for the force buy after losing this one, keeping their economy relatively healthy, so to speak. 5 versus 4, no casualties drawn just now, so it was a early attempt by Navi to take down lawn control, to deprive it from G2 Esports, but didn't work out. They've waited Navi to force their buddies back, and instead taking their feet closer and closer. You can see Amanek, he's the only man right there, but he has the gap scrutinized to line up an AWP shot in case somebody decides to poke himself in. So Navi, they have access to A completely restricted, but they don't care. They instead execute the B side of the map. Checks. Oh, sloppy out of the second. It doesn't get it. It's only good for 1. Simple trades it off as well. Nice AWP shot through the wall as he takes down yet another player of defense. Hunter is down, but Amanek spots one more towards bottom tunnel. Electronic on short. There is no way G2 Esports can knock on the door of Navi towards the B-bomb side. It's got to be a shutdown for them in this one. They're having a chance to save up at least 3 players right here. Flashbang out of the sky. Electronic fully blind. G2 Esports are showing a lot of signs that you should not knock on our door. We want to keep you at bay. Smoke as well to cover off Electronic for the time being. The bomb will explode and grant G2 Esports with another cash to rebuy into the next round. They only have 2 players to supply with weapons, so an easy drop can be done. Hunter can drop something over. Some other players can also empty their 3,000 more bank account. Yeah, Simple actually flicked out Hunter right there. That was a very crucial frag. Unfortunately, Jack's Lord, he could do at least 2 frags right there. I'm not talking about 1. He's done it, but he could have gone 2. He could have gone for 2, absolutely. But unfortunately, he slipped off the edge just a little bit. Electronic makes his way into the lawn area just enough to be protected from Molly damage. He gets to the blue crate next, so reads it and does line up a shot. Now it's totally clear, but he does want to confirm nobody's up there. No more addition of Navi located on that side of the map. Great control by G2 Esports, and actually Electronic was totally trapped. Nobody could help him. Nobody. 0 help by Navi. There was a smoke line straight in the doors, which made up a huge risk for them to go out and help Electronic somehow. A nice molly by Boomage. That's gonna force Nexa out of his position. As spray down as well to accompany this molly. But no damage and no significant difference put up by Navi in this round. Now, G2 Sports are in the driving seat. They are having nice positions, and Navi, they are similarly not sure what they want to do. Short attack, maybe the case. AWP boost for Simple, nobody on the site, which reveals sort of intentions of Amanek, somewhat gives them a clue that he's standing right there just behind the wall. Yeah, I'm gonna guess the AWP shot to his hands. Simple gets one of his own. He waits a couple of bullets, but a lot of help arrives and does make sure he is no longer alive. So, G2 Sports with their first round on the board. That started off really good for them. They took down Electronic, made sure they isolate the lawn area from any access by Navi. And Navi, the only option they had is run towards short, probably B, but they opted to the short area. And Amanek was up there with an AWP. That was a powerful setup by G2 Sports, which was very hard to take down. Navi didn't have any plan to combat it. Yep, sure, they threw out a couple of some utility, but the time they did so, they were too late to locate themselves onto the A-bomb site. Simple, he got caught off guard by a lot of players. Well, Simple was left 1 against 4. He had absolutely 0 chance to somehow bounce back because all of his players, all of his teammates, to be more precise, went down during that fight. G2 Sports, very nice handled against Navi in the previous round. Now it is another challenge to go against Navi. They will have enough money to rebuy in this round. There is also an AWP for Simple. It used to be the case in the previous round as well. And another attempt to take down Lone Control, but a deep smoke by G2 Sports will somewhat prevent Perfecto from fulfilling his plans right there, but it still makes it out. Nexa does get the first opening, but that's been traded. Nicely provided by by Perfecto as they take down the defense player in reverse. There is Amanek on the corner when an AWP has been smoked off. Nicely read by Navi. Simple. Oh, I bet he saw him through the smoke. That molly bug, that molly feature that allows you to see the mollied area for a couple of seconds is really tricky. can be really tricky for your Amanek, which was exactly the case. But Nico, he shows some resistance, and Simple is left up against 2. Oh, up close shot, he takes it. But Jax has already rotated over to Lon. Simple thinks so many options on the line. Jax in the meantime gets ever a bit closer. Oh, I bet Jax spotted him out. Now he takes a couple of shots away. But from low range, he hits the shot onto Simple with an M4A4. Wow, that was a brilliant aim out of Jax. Simple was, I would say, in a very prime position. He had a low range, which definitely escalated his chances with an AWP to shut down Jax, but Jax was way too quick. And yeah, I think that wasn't because of the bag. I think Simple took down Amanek because he saw a bit of his body crossing to the left from his perspective. So, yeah. I also like the fact that G2 Esports are quite well at denying long control and denying any attempts from NAVI to take it back in their hands. They are not given a piece of territory on long for them in the beginning of the round, and this really denies a lot of options for NAVI. This keeps them at bay, and also the fact that you don't have long control and you have such a slight buy, it is very hard to pave your way into that side of the map. As it is being covered with an AWP up close, Electronic, if he peeks out like that, if he just walks in, this will be a death sentence. Simple expects for the pick by Amanek as well. I wonder if there will be a flashbang to force him off, because they definitely think they taste some blood up close. There will be some utility lined up. Here they come. Amanek temporarily flashed up, but not good for the conversion of Navi's first opening. He gets down the first, but unfortunately Perfecto trades him. That molly does not stop them at all. Oh my god, what a timing for both of these players. Nico tries to spray him down. 1 HP left. He could have been dead after jumping down, but he stays alive. Just quite a crucial one. Nexa does make sure Boomich is no longer alive on short, and this side of the map is totally empty. Empty from the T. Simple gets the frag through the smoke, another onto Hunter. What a brilliant job. He's gonna take down Next up close, but he misses the shot. And there is not enough time to plant the bomb down. What a round. Volatile by many means. Amanek with a brilliant job onto the lawn. He could have done 2 frags. Unfortunately, that molly, if it landed just a second earlier, that would have been way better. But Simple with an 8 LP. Somebody stop this man. He doesn't care how many players, how many projectiles are being on the server. He just flicks him out, and that's it. That's over. He had a really good chance to clutch out the round. If he had dropped Nexa down in that fight, he was back short. He was just, you know, a centimeter higher from hitting the shot. Yeah, those details matter. I do wonder, even if he... Imagine if he dropped Nexa down. Would he have enough time to plant the bomb down? Was it on his back? If it was, then sure thing, he would have enough time to plant the bomb down. And that could be a really big turnaround for NAVI to just turn the tie and put this game upside down. But that is not going to be in present. And maybe in the future, who knows. But right now we are facing a 4-4 scoreline. So G2 Esports managed to tie things up against NAVI on Dust 2. And that is so far a very great news for them. The previous map went 9-6 on the first half, and right now Simple, he sees no mercy. He gives no mercy. 0 for G2 Esports as it takes down the first player in the middle. Electronic as well explodes into the action with another frag. Hunter does put up a very nice resistance on the B-bomb side with 2 frags to his name, but unfortunately that is not enough for Recovery. G2 Sports with 2 players behind. And the question is, do they want to force the issue? Do they want to try and attempt for the retake? If Nexus somehow finds the frag, if there was somebody up close, this would sure thing allure them into retaking the site. But because it's a 3-on-2, because it is a very bad economy for G2 Esports, lackluster, they are instead going for the save, which is fully understandable. You don't want to be losing 2 of these players and having quite a distressed weaponry setup in the next rounds. 5-4, it is not the end of the world for G2 Esports. They are still having a lot of rounds to play and potentially pull back in this contention against NAVI. So, the gap has been extended by only 1 round. And yeah, perfectly nice timing for Simple. Works out very nice. Nico does not match up the power of Electronic right there, and this becomes a totally different outcome than G2 Esports probably expected. This becomes fully successful for NAVI. Simple tries to deliver the same shot, but that's not going to happen. You've got to be so lucky to hit 2 players in a row in the consecutive round as well. G2 Sports, you can see this time around they are not willing to grab control of the long position. Instead, they are aggressing down the B-bomb side, which is something you don't normally see from them. You haven't seen that sort of aggression from them in the past couple of rounds. It can definitely work out. It can definitely catch Navi off guard, but instead, they are ready for that. They weren't for a couple of seconds, but now they are definitely into what is happening around the map. They realized that there was probably a double push, even though they didn't see Hunter, but I bet in those kind of situations, the first thing coming to your mind is more likely a double push. Flashbang, oh my god, it is just behind the pillar. Perfecto dodges it very nicely. And Jax, well, he has a bit of a read, but it doesn't get the frag, and Perfecto appears on top, making the first opening yield. Navi in the round number 10, Amanek waits for some presence. He doesn't see anybody's right there, but Nico tries to make his way through the smoke, gets the frag, still alive for some reason. Navi are letting him be in this round for way too long, which means Nexa can get a frag, and they preserve that mid advantage, but not for too long. Boomich takes the frag onto shore. Perfecto crouches in, gets Amanek down to 11 HP. That is a very nice portion of damage. But a frag would be way more desired. Navi are in a 2 against 3. 2 of the members of G2 are so heavily tagged. 12 and 1, just an HP difference between Amanek and Nico. AWP shot connect, Simple against 3. He's gonna stand a very tall challenge. They are not that close to pressure him, but he still doesn't get the frag. Luckily, Hunter is up close to deliver a defuse with defuse kits, and this will be quite a close round, but not close enough for Navin. Instead, it goes to the hands of G2. I'm so surprised. I'm just so surprised Nico is able to get away with 1 frag after just coming out of the shadow. He's in such a disadvantaged spot, really. I don't remember who was up there, but the player of Navi could have easily taken him down. What is this? What is this craziness? Simple, are you kidding me? He gets 1 more frag into the middle. G2 Esports, they're trying to respawn. They're trying to respawn, rather. Trying to process a response right here. A good amount of damage dealt onto Electronic, but a way better onto Nico. So Navi are in a way better position to close out this round and make it up to 6 rounds of this half so far. Going neck to neck. And this on this map, that was a little bit A little bit more Navi's driven on the previous map as they ended the first half in a 9-6 fashion. Of course, this is not over just yet, and they are having the potential to do exactly that, to replicate the scoreline. Nico is counter off the attempts of Navi to come out. I'm sure Perfecto makes him fully blind, and that capitalizes in a frag. Amanek through the smoke delivers the frag, a very crucial one, but simple. Finds the gap to work with and does take him down. Amanek is off the rails. He's no longer alive in this round. Nexa tries to make a difference. He leans out of the corner, but will be lined out by a bit instead. A nice round out of Navi. That could have gone awry for them, actually. Nico was in a good position to pick up 2 frags to potentially mow them all down. They were both blind, but unfortunately, Perfecto did get rid of his blind effect a little bit earlier and managed to shut down Nico before he got unblind instead. So, very nice from Navi. G2 Esports were just a little bit away from taking that round, and now they are into a terrible bye. Hunter is the only player with an AWP. No Amanek playing with this weapon, actually. I'm kind of surprised. It looks like Hunter feels like this round should be played out on his lonesome. Talking about an AWP, this can be a huge difference maker. Especially if your enemy thinks that you are completely naked, you don't have any armor, you don't have any good weapons to pull out against us. But Deagles, even a P250, can be a very massive unit. Of course, that's gonna depend on whether Hunter finds his portion of impact. He does it. The bomb drops, and I'm sure he spotted them out as well. The radar shows that. G2 Esports are somewhat aware of what Navi are planning out right now. They are also coming ever bit closer from short, boom, which will allow them to cross by. Oh my god, Nico will be taken down, but I'm sure they are not aware of Amanek and his teammate up close. He gets 2 frags with the USPS. What a brilliant job. Out of nothing. And the AWP is still in consideration. It is still in place for G2. Nicely set up so far. They are having a chance. Also, the time has been cut down to 20 seconds only. Hunter can potentially catch them off guard. He goes through. Oh my lord. He hears them out, but cannot catch them off from the back. Instead, goes for the angle to be held by the doors. He gets the frag, and there is simply no way Electronic can get the bomb down. It is the round turned upside down by G2 Esports. Again, you can see this timing. It is just so devastating, so painful for Navi. They don't have any clue. They've crouched by. There was no way. They come out, you know, just the suicide player takes a couple of steps forward and it thinks, well, it's totally clear. I'm about to get the bomb up. But there is Amanek behind the barrels. He lurks and he does line up 2 shots with the USPS, which is something abnormal. I was talking about P250. I was talking about the Deagle. I was talking about the AWP, but I didn't mention USPS in this clash whatsoever. But it was the one to bring, well, not the most impact, but definitely a lot, which contributed to the round victory for Navi. Great job indeed. Tactical pause taken out by Navi. They are all tied up, and they've got they're gonna go and dump all of their cash for this slag buy. Of course, it is still good enough for the battle against G2 Esports. Nexa is also playing with an MP9, which can be a bit of a disadvantage to yield Navi's way. Navi's economy is way worse. If there is a flashbang from Hunter towards the upper tunnel, and if Jax peeks under this one, this can potentially shut down Perfecto up close. Instead, flashbang towards Jax, but he's not scared about this. He's not terrified just yet. He's poised. He's still right there. Perfecto thought he would have been forced off already. But no, he's still right there. Smoke deployed as well. Nicely timed out. Navi are red. G2 Sports definitely forecast two players to be up there. And this boosts their confidence a lot in this round. Navi have no idea what to do. They don't have any openings. They don't have any aggression by G2 Sports to potentially capitalize on. It is them to take their feet in, and jacks up close. Could have been a double spray down as well, but only good for one. Still enough. Boomich explodes out of the middle. Hunter doesn't expect it. Nico lets him pass by, and that's a problem. Suddenly, Navi may win out this round. They are having the chances on the scale. That's been put up, created by Boomage by getting into the side. Jax, it looked like he's done enough to hold the defense on the B-bomb side, but Electronic stays in the same angle. G2 Sports, the taste of your own medicine. Here he comes with the frag, having it down. AWP no longer present, but Nexa leans out, does line up his frag. Nico against two, and Navi, here they come. They prove why this is their map pick, why they are the ones deserving to come out on top. 7-6. I just still cannot believe Navi were able to dispatch Boomich over the middle. Was Nico covered up with the smoke? I do wonder. I think he was covered up with the smoke, but from the A side towards city, so he couldn't see Boomich jumping, and that was the biggest problem why Hunter didn't expect him to be right there. So G2 Sports are with the USPSs. Another attempt to go down short results in total failure. No frags this time around. Only dealing some damage, but it doesn't matter. 8 rounds for Navi and only 6 for G2. The last round of the half is about to kick in. I don't know, like, this was the same situation on Mirage, right? They were very, very good at times. They were looking very capable of picking up rounds. But for some reason, somehow, some way... But Navi are very good at turning these rounds upside down. They are able to turning the game. They are able of turning the game. Just completely under the nose of G2 Sports. But it looks like G2 Sports are already fed up of that. They want to convert this round. They want to send us to the second half with a 7-8 scoreline at the end of it. The end of this one. 2 AKs present for Navi. They are up against 4. Checks with an off angle. Waits for Perfecto to peek in. Nico staying in the spawn. They don't... they actually have a smoke to cut off Nico in this position. Good news, Navi. You can temporarily walk into the A-bomb, into the B-bomb site. But Hunter takes down Perfecto. 45 seconds. This can be enough if he gets the frag onto Nexa. That could have been something. That could have been a great statement for the clutch to be picked up by Bit. But no, 7 round as needed. G2 make sure it is ensured.
Now one more echo. Astralis will never be top 3 again with Bubsky.
Never be top 3?
Not even top 3. But you know what? Here's the thing. I would say it's not because of Bubsky. He's been great. I would just like to say that. I just think the composition, it won't allow them. I don't think Astralis will be top. I'm going to keep this short. I don't think Astralis will be top 3 with Bubsky. Like, not because of Bubsky, this lineup. I don't think the composition will work. I don't think they'll be top 3 with this lineup.
Okay, I accept that one as well.
Sorry. They won't be top 3 with the lineup.
Okay, the dramatic.
They won't be top 3 with the lineup.
I accept it. I accept it, man. Okay. You know, all great things come to an end. The bomb has been planted.
That was fantastic. Scrawny made the noise. He got it. So we're into it. The bomb has been planted. 40 seconds to mirror the bomb timer to talk about a couple of hot topics. The M4A4 versus the M4A1. Which gun do you want?
I want A1S.
I will take the A4 because the A4 is a superior gun. It has more bullets to use. The spray pattern is tighter. Cold Zero would actually drop an AK for an M4A4. Nobody's dropping AKs for M4A1Ss. A1Ss suck on Ancient, especially with print streams because their barrel sticks out so far you can see it from the corner. Plus, the A4 has good enough skins. Okay, I don't want to talk about A1S skins. They are very nice, but apart from that, there's not much to be said. The A4 has been around longer. It's undefeated. It costs more money, therefore it's better.
Your bomb has exploded. Now mine's been planted. Okay, the M4A1S is not better than the A4 on all maps. I'm not delusional, but it is unarguably superior to the A4 on certain maps, and that's why you need to be versed in both of them. Somebody who can only play the A4 is a troglodyte. Somebody who can play the A4 and the A1S, God mode. Okay, so make sure you put this in your repertoire. The gun itself is incredibly accurate over distance. You do not miss shots with the A1S. If somebody sticks their little head out for some kind of a shoulder peek, you're gonna fucking dome them, man. You're gonna hit these shots every single time. Overpass, A1S. Vertigo, A1S. Mirage, okay, you can keep your damn A4. Dust 2, also A1S. I'll see you on Ancient.
Guys.
And one short or?
Maybe 3? Oh, I don't know. Nice. Dead rush play was good.
They're both on side, both on
I'm
side.
going long.
Go. One is 10
I'm
HP.
running long, guys.
Go short, Ricky, go short, Ricky.
He crossed long.
He's
Cross
cross
long.
long.
Okay,
Coming
going.
corner. Corner
Maybe
open.
heavy, maybe, Emma.
Hit on.
Can be short, yeah?
Yes,
Can
yes,
be-
yes.
it can be
I'll
pit.
go from C.
I have long corner.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm flashing
I
at
think close short.
I'm walking up CT, guys. Okay, I play first.
Hit
Yeah.
on Hunter.
I don't see him wrap.
I'm speeding up a bit. Single box.
Single box, single box.
Hunter kit. Wait. Hunter kit.
Yeah.
Nicely done. You see the
Lightning fast
jumping, realizing his single box and
by
just working it all up from
both of the teams to finish off this half. It's definitely not one-sided. G2 Esports, great competition against Navi. Navi the same. Now we swap the things, and Navi definitely looking fresh, looking good. A little bit closer at the end of the first half compared to Mirage. As you remember, that used to be a 9-6 score line. This time around, just one round lower. Still, the one who wins out the pistol round will have easier times of riding themselves down the rest of the game. That can be worth a very nice momentum. Simple. He expects for the short presence. Flashbang. Oh my god, they exchanged flashbangs. But eventually Electronic saves Simple up there. Nice response. Boom is taken down to 0 HP. With a pizza 50, Hunter eliminates him. 3 versus 3. Equal exchanges for both of the teams. Simple underneath. He's got to line up at least one headshot to make it easier to alleviate the things for Navi and Nate. Nice one. But Amanek takes down a threatening unit of Navi up close. And this makes things a lot of easier for G2 Esports, even though Navi are still having 2 players alive with a very nice amount of HP on their side. 100 to be more precise. But they don't care. Nico, they are having Nico. They are having those 4 letters in his name worth 2 frags. Easy as that. Gets them all down. Good job. G2 Esports pick up their first pistol rounds. But be careful. Navi planted the bomb down, and this means they can go for the force buy, which will be exactly the universe where they go for the force buy. Hunter fully blind. Another flashbang, but it still gets the frag. 2, in fact, to open the business on Lon. It was also a very nice chance for Navi to reap out control out of that side of the map. They are well spread. They don't let Navi come out of the middle. Nico expects for some tunnel presence. And obviously, this round should be mopped up easy by G2 Esports. It's just going to be a matter of time before they finally realize where Navi are. They just want to make sure it is as clean as possible. They want to gather some info. And if they realize 2 players are on the A-bomb side, just change our routes. Pivot back to the B-bomb side, and that's it. Lock it down without any risks. So, 2 Deagles on the Navi. Smoke out a bit as well. That can be a good extinguisher for Simple, but if he extinguishes the Molly, this is still a very tall task for Simple to get out of the trap, because he will be sprayed down from all of the angles. So 40 seconds remaining. It seems like the eventual execute is going to be done over the A-bomb side. 3 of the Navi players are stacked right there. Hunter has been spotted. And now Navi clearly know what they're up to. Another jiggle peek by Bit. Simple. The first man is down, but he misses the shot. Gets it eventually. Bit from the lower ground. Gets it done. Amanek switches himself up to an AK-47. What is this round? Craziness all around the place. What have you done, Navi? How? Just tell me, how is this freaking possible? The time G2 Esports execute the A-bomb side, they are halfway blind, and Bit peeks out of the corner to shave them off. Unreal that Navi convert around like that. 3 against 4 it was, with only pistols. But when you are seeing pistols on the Navi side, even on G2, it always holds a bit of a thought in your mind that some plays like that can be actually possible, and they are indeed. They don't happen that often, but they are definitely visible too. 8-9, Navi have turned this game already upside down. 9-8. They are definitely showing a statement to pick up this second map, to put up a dot in the end of the sentence and say, guys, we don't want to go for the third map. We just want to close you out on Dust 2. Bit takes down one more. Perfects it with a 3K. He's not that good with statistics compared to Mirage, but is still bringing his piece of impact, which is good. Navi have a player to rely on. Nico misses his first Deagle shots, and he will experience his death eventually. So, Navi 10 rounds. They reach double digits, and just 6 rounds away from picking up the second map and forcing themselves to the grand final against Gambit. This is going to be a very memorable match. And also a grudge match, because Navi lost the previous against Gambit, and they would love to get the revenge, to make this vengeance favor and go in their way. G2 Esports will definitely try their best to hinder them from doing so. Simple picks out of the middle, gets 3 men down. Deeg shot as well. 4 kill to his name. And he is definitely on fire. He's already having 20 frags, the top of the scoreboard. He used to be doormat on the first map of Mirage. I think he had only 14-14 at the end of the matchup, which was not a very good performance. You normally expect from Simple to have 20 frags at the very least, and also have like 10 deaths or so. But that wasn't the case on the previous, and it looks like he's a little bit more activated. Maybe Dust 2... he loves this map more than Mirage, and he's just gaining some collateral power from walls, from dust. He briefs that in, and that makes him go for those kind of kills. Nico is the only man just trying to stroll, and he will be spotted. Glock is not a good weapon for any success, so Navi take him down very easily. They also farm out a lot of cash. Simple takes down 3 players, which means quite a lot to his bank account. Even the 4th with a Deagle. Nicely done. G2 Sports got dozed off just a little bit on top of the middle. Did not expect for Simple to be that quick. Lightning fast with an MP9 play. The first tactical pause for G2, I'm actually surprised. They are taking... This is already quite a late stage of the game. They are only taking out their first tactical pods. That is a little bit surprising, but to be honest, given credit to them, they still managed to show a very good performance against Navi on the first half. That was a 7-8 score line, and definitely worth praising. Against Navi, especially on Dust 2, it is not a very easy job. Especially dimming the fact how many turnarounds we've seen in this game so far. It's been phenomenal from both of these teams. Their ability to turn these rounds upside down is just so huge. Jax will receive a huge chunk of damage. Down to 58 HP he goes. That's been dumped out by Electronic towards the lower tunnel. Now another molly to keep those players behind, and he execute just now. He also gets back to the A site. Navi own quite a big chunk of control. They also make sure nobody knocks on the door on lawn. And G2 Sports, they are leaving Nico on the A-bomb side. I wonder if he has he doesn't have any utility to fake it out, so he's just about taking some rotations down from middle. Bit taking his prey down onto G2 Sports, and he hints them, guys, you shouldn't think about the bomb side. It is totally covered, and you should probably change your intention to the A bomb side. There is a smoke still. I do believe still G2 Sports are stubborn enough to execute the B bomb side at the end of the day. A flashbang by a Bit, but they are crouching towards the right wall. Bit can be caught off guard. They are shifting through. Perfecto sees one. The second traces are in. Perfecto halfway blind and it still readjusts. Another frag. Simple comes out to help him out. And this is looking to be a closeout. Navi are about to shut down Nico. Are about to shut down Nico's dream to clutch out this round. Obviously, it is not nearby. 12th round will kick in, and G2 Sports are 4 behind. They need to somehow, some way, find those 4 rounds to tie up the score line. Yeah, you could see how much uncertainty was created just thanks to Beat taking a couple of shots through the smoke, and just the fact there were smokes lined in front, that became a very big challenge for G2 Sports to somehow seal that round. That was almost impossible. Electronic walks himself into the trap prepared by Jax. The mid has been held by this man. Look at this amount of damage. Lord, Bates caught off guard. Perfecto trades it, but it's still a 3-on-2. Boomich tucked out of the side. They see the tip of his head, and he will be dropped. Navi with only Perfecto alive. Sure thing. He's already thinking about saving his weapon. I don't think G2 Sports, I don't think there's any world where G2 Sports can potentially throw this round. He just makes sure he switches himself up to an AWP. I'm sure next he heard it out. And after that, they definitely realize that Perfecto is on his salvage mission. Also, as a nade, HE and a flashbang will be saved. Diffuse kits as well. Second armor present. Navi will have just enough money to rebuy, so reinvestment will be on the line. Their economy is healthy enough. Electronic reaching $10,000 at the end of Explosion. Simple around 7,000. A couple of players staying behind. To be honest, I thought Electronic would have lined up that frag because his crosshair was just at his head, but unfortunately Nexa pulled off the trigger just half a second earlier, and he set the beginning for an Navi landslide in the previous round. Good job, as the expected aggression by Navi, and that definitely paid off. Now, Xbox smoke causing Navi to think they are coming short, but there is simply an AWP up close, throws out an 8. Doesn't deal a lot of damage. In fact, nothing. That goes completely the different way. Simple. Oh, nice nade to cheap Jax down to 63 HP. He whips the shot, jumps off, and Jax, he knows that. Now this part of the map is clear. But Navi are trying to take it back with a couple of mollies, with a couple of nades to force G2 Esports back. The process of conversation, the process of thinking for G2 in this round, just juggling their options around and finally making a decision where they want to go. It seems like they will head towards middle, smoke off towards the city spawn. They also read electronic on top of the box, which means a frag, a very nice opening for G2, and they also deny Perfecto, who's down 2 frags. Nice job, but nobody else from Navi to recover, nobody else to charm in. And this gets down to a 3 versus 2. Navi are in a disadvantageous spot. If Boomich lines up a frag onto Hunter, who's also 100 HP, this will be quite huge. But unfortunately, this angle is held by so many players. He gets Nexa down. Another frag, probably, but no. Simple is also too far away. Imagine if Boomich just won out the round on his lonesome. Simple was on the A-bomb side, saving his AWP, and that would be just Boomich saying, guys, well, just easy peasy. Easy peasy, I'm good for 3k. To retake the side, Simple, you can rest a little bit. It is my turn to step up, to rise to the occasion, to farm up a couple of frags to my scoreboard, to run you over. And of course, it is just dreaming. It is a pipe dream for Navi. Indeed, it was the pipe dream in the previous round. It was simply impossible for Boomich to bring any impact of that scale. That is that would be something abnormal. If G2 lost that, they would never forgive that round for them. They already lost a lot of rounds on this map and also in Mirage. Which was exactly the reason why the game went against them. Navi really won out a lot of rounds where they should have been in a losing position, basically. So G2, they slowly but surely bounce back. Peaked up 2 rounds in a row. Also now taking a tactical pause, another tactical pause by them as they haven't decided. Seemingly it is not enough. 30-second will be added to the tally for another string of conversation. 1 remaining behind their backs as well. We'll see if that yields them. They are playing on the T side and they really want to know what they are going to do against Navi. They haven't taken a lot of lawn control, I should say. That was only the case in the second round of the second half, after they won out the pistol round, I guess. Yeah. Instead, they are more willing to take their hands towards B, towards middle, hand around those side of the map specifically. And yes. Oh, Simple tag down to 17 HP. Amanek re-picks it, but Simple is ready. He's not scared off by the first ding onto his leg. He knows that Amanek, logically speaking, he thinks, well, I deliver a ding and this should scare Simple off, but no. Instead, he decides to stick around and gets that frag. That is also such an audacity by Simple to go for that kind of a play, but he also realizes there is no other way back. If he tries to escape, he will be probably met on top of the upper tunnel. And yeah, nice presence of mind by Simple in that situation. He also repositions himself over to A, I believe, so he's watching off short with Electronic. Easy, because they are a little bit yeah, exactly. He's watching down short, and Boomich over the lawn. He heard somebody taking damage right there with a molly. In the meantime, 3 of the players will be channeling themselves back to the B-bomb side. Perfect up close, gets 2 frags, and there's also an additional smoke to cover them off. Great job, Nico trying to take them down from the upper. Middle, Simple coming in with the AWP, will be down. Nicely done by Nico, another frag delivered. And this turns this round pretty much in favor of G2 Esports, but certainly not in terms of the time factor. They are heavily pressured. Perfecto hiding behind the car. He's been lined up by Nex a bit, still playing on the B-bomb side, but he's just not enough for the frag. Unfortunately, he does lack his armor, and that will be the difference maker on this one. Brilliant play by Simple. A very confident, very skilled player on the map. He knows his job. And Nico, thanks to him, they probably won out of the round. If he had been dropped, if Simple drew his blood towards the top mid, this round would have been over already. But because of those frags, because Simple is no longer alive, and because Perfected drops as well, this gives G2 Esports a lot of chances to win out the round despite the time pressure. Okie dokie. This is another round where Navi are put into quite a bad buy, but definitely better than the previous. 2 M4s, 2 Famouses, some utility present as well. Simple with AWP. Oh, imagine he pulled out the trigger. That would have been a kill nonetheless. Electronic dodges the molly. That doesn't hit him. So no clues for G2 Esports of Navi's position. Amanek will cross by with the rest of his team. Next, I'm watching off some box aggression. Simple abandons and no longer watches down that angle. He's got an AWP Jax with a very fast peek. He gets Boomish down, but Simple goes for the re-peek. We know how many good things this guy can get. How many crazy stuff, how much crazy stuff he can account for. Electronic takes the frag down. Next coming in from short. The bomb is cut. He's lost in the open. Simple whiffs his shot, but this will be his teammate to recover. So 11-13. Navi. They pick up the round of how many of 4 previous? 3 went in favor of G2 Esports. They were down 8-12, and now they managed to recover to only 11. Navi pick it up 12, and that is a solid work by them. Now 4th and the last tactical pause called out by G2.
Can't really blame them. It's really tough because getting flanked that quickly, if at least
Do you think there was a possibility for overtime? There is always a possibility, but I would definitely like to see how this map goes. I would definitely like to see it go the full distance between G2 and Navi. Both teams are definitely deserving to win out this match, to win out this map. But of course, the one who is stronger will do that instead. G2 Esports, not shy to take their feet into the lawn area. They also hold Navi at bay with a couple of smokes with some flashbangs, utility deployed. And they will stroll into the A-bomb side. Nico has a flashbang and a smoke to refresh. All of them into the sky. Perfecto gets the frag down through the smoke. Bit delivers as well. Simple with an AWP. What's going on? 3K. Navi are just pokering this out. And they are against 2. This should be a big task for them to close out this round. To put up the end. Simple throws out a flashbang, peeks out, and he should not have done that, probably. That would have been better if he stayed alive in that position. Right now, G2 Esports are having a window of possibility. If they take down Perfecto underneath, Maybe, just maybe. Oh my god, what a mistake by Navi. They let Nexa get 2 frags in the third as well, leaving only Boomich all alone. What's going on? How? How do you let this round slip through your fingers? I was about to call this round over for G2 Esports. But Simple picking out, Bit as well with Electron just running through the smoke. Why? What's the reason? You know, these players are locked in on the A-bomb side. They have no route back. The city spawn is caught. They don't have any access back, nor to city spawn. There's also a smoke in front. Nexa positions himself close enough to pick them all down. Because Bit and Electron just rushed out of it. That's gotta be the biggest mistake for Navi they've done. They will be kicking themselves for that sort of a play for the rest of the game. Important to decompose, important to ease off that pressure, important to forget about what just happened, and of course, get to the end of this map solid and strong enough. But that is just something that that sticks. It stings. It stings. Exactly, stings. Insult to injury. Double frag by Electronic and Boomich. Also dealing damage to Nexa. Even though that is only USPS, but they somehow managed to definitely scare G2 Esports away. If you remember, that's gotta be a deja vu, some sort of deja vu from the second round of the second half. They were also heading around the A-bomb side, so Navi, they have a Deagle, they have a USPS, they have a lot of damage as well. And this can be very painful for G2 Sports indeed. If Perfecto lines up a shot somehow, some way, maybe a possibility, but Bit, he tries his best to show off a quality play, gets a frag to Nico, but still somehow gets down to 2 HP. I'm like, I'm just crazy. I'm just driven by pure craziness of how this whole map goes. This is worse and at the same time better in terms of the show for us as viewers compared to Mirage. I mean, this map is a pure roller coaster for both of these teams, and I'm pretty sure Blade is talking exactly about the rounds Navi lost. They could have been on the ride. They could have been on top of the pinnacle already. They could have picked up this map. They could have reserved the 15th round, the very least, but instead they opted for the chance. They opted to give out a chance for G2 Esports to line the odds up, to line the score line up. By terms of equality. 27th rounds, and G2 Sports are willing to take this one really slow and methodical. They know that Navi more likely to go for a full buy. AWP under Simple as well, so G2 Sports will eventually pivot themselves back to the B-bomb side. Nico, as usual, as he's been doing a couple of times, he will take down Electronic, waits for the short, turns around, nice timing, but unfortunately Boomich will take him down. Bit behind the car, is gonna get a couple of frags, only good for one, but still a 3-on-3 Navi. I'm not sure if they want to go for this retake. Boomich down, it definitely has to be a call to save their weapons. Nothing else they can do. 3-on-2. You're totally restricted from any access. You're totally restricted from any vision. From taking a look into the B-bomb site. It is totally censored. And this means you've got to save your weapons. And AWP and this Famous will be much needed in the next round because their economy, it is already destroyed by G2 Esports. Unbelievable. How do they manage to pick up this sort of a comeback against Navi? There was no way. I reiterate that round in my mind, but this is the round that you're simply not allowed to lose.
What's really crazy is if Nico misses that lower down,
Imagine if that round cost them not only this map, but also the entire series. They will be mentally destroyed. Navi had an easy chance to pick up the 15th round. Just so easy that none of the teams could even imagine having under their nose. There is such an opportunity stolen away from Navi by G2 Esports, just thanks to Navi's submission, just thanks to their miscommunication or somewhat. But okay, enough of that. Enough of talking about that round. Let's refocus our attention onto the round number 28 instead. Simple with the AWP, perfected with Vamus. So, they say with a partial buy. Now the Navi members, apart from those who saved their weapons from the previous round, will go for any significant investment. Only 2 deals and a CZ75 up close bid stance. A powerful position, but I'm pretty sure G2 Esports are not dumb enough to go for that kind of risk. They know that Deagles and CZ75 may be in play. An up close angle from Electronic. He will be seen by Amanek first. Taken down. Bit creates a bit of a bottleneck on the middle. He tries to pick up an AK-47. Is sprayed down by Nexek, fully blind, but he still gets a frag. Boomage taken down from the middle. And Simple is up to a very tall order. He's got an AWP, he's got a fuse kits as well, but he's got barely any utility. Nothing of that, in fact. He will try to back off. Nobody dares to peek him in. Nico coming in from the lower tunnel, already watching down the middle. And Simple goes for desperate, yet the only solution, the only decision in this round. He goes to save his AWP. That is so painful to witness. Navi already 2 rounds behind G2 Esports. That is 15-13. G2 reach match point. Excuse me, they reach map point. And Simple also drops. He will be cleaned. Never underestimate your enemy. This is exactly the statement. This is exactly the case you want to put into this game. You want to explain further down the road that you should not be making such mistakes of such scale. They are not allowed. They are not permitted. They are simply, they should be forbidden. There should be like a red sign, a red light popping in your head when you think about that sort of decision. I don't know why. I'm really curious to hear the team's pick in that round from Navi of why, just why they gone for that kind of a play. That is super weird, super unusual from the top tier team like that. Okay, last chance for Navi to put up a word in this game, in this map. To be more exact, Simple with an AWP over short. He gets a very crucial frag to open the business the Navi's way. Now backs off immediately. He actually still watches down the shore, so he's sure that somebody will dare peek, but I don't think G2 Esports will do that without any utility. Jax is not crazy enough to go for that sort of a play. Boomage as well to accompany Simple in this hold. They eventually realize that that should be abandoned and relocate themselves over to long. Before doing so, they smoke off short and now have their eyes set onto the long area. Boomage has been left behind the wall, and G2 Sports are equally split, so this will be an A attack at the end of the day. Navi are not that reinforced on the A-bomb side, but simple with an AWP definitely can be a huge problem for G2 Esports. A lot of utility thrown. Same will be done. Not yet done on lawn. There is no utility on lawn, so they're trying to go here unchecked, unread. Boomage definitely was prepared for that, but he's not prepared for that sort of a pick by Nexa. He takes 2 players down, buries them all. And they want to close out this map already. Hunter as well on the wrap. He's flanking from the back, and there is no way NAVI can expect that both of them drop down. But there's one more player in short. He will be taken down. Perfecto out of the server already, almost a lineup. Nexa will take them down. 4 kills to his name, and this will be it. 16-13. What a game out of G2 Esports. Frustration across all NAVI faces. This is not how this game should have gone for sure. I have no words. NAVI just threw this game. They had everything under control, really. I'm not sure how this would go in case they picked up the rounds, but they definitely had a very big chance to close it out. Just even like 4 rounds ago. Well then, NAVI, they've got to rethink their play for the 3rd map unless they want this one to slide down against them. G2 Esports, they've shown that they are poised enough, that they are persevere enough to mount a comeback to still remain in the conversation. And again, NAVI, they were playing better than against Gambit on Dust 2, but they lost it just because of a couple of really silly plays, which are hard to explain. There is no explanation towards that, but maybe the desk has some explanation towards that. We'll see that opinion in just a couple of moments.